We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
But it's June 25th.
Who knew?
It's not even 4th of July weekend.
Independence Day for a petty thing.
Yes, have some.
Yes, have some. And welcome to Resisting Boredom, where we drink, ramble, discuss things never in quest of not being bored. I'm Brandon Kaiser.
Just. I'm Brian Haas.
Sure. And this time we're going to review Independence Day Resurgence. I think that's what it was called.
Independence Day 2.
It's direct, yeah.
ID4.
ID4 Ever. No, it was ID4 Ever.
Ooh,
that was the, spec title. God, it's so terrible. Anyways, it was directed once again by Roland Emmerich, who did the first one. Stars Jeff Goldblum, Liam Hemsworth, Bill Pullman, Micah Monroe, Judd Hirsch, and Brent Spiner. Most of those people are returning. Some of them are new.
Randy Quaid's not returning.
No.
Well, he did.
That's
a
the
shame.
end of the last movie.
It's a shame he did.
Well, turns out they cloned him and they used the clone Randy Quaid armor to take over.
Oh.
Is that what this movie was missing? Randy Quaid?
Yeah, Randy Quaid
I
armor.
think
really
maybe.
liked him.
Yeah, I think
I
maybe.
think
Chris Christopherson.
I think I'm just describing Oblivion at this point.
I just want Chris Christopherson.
Alright, cool. Anyways, Josh, what'd you think of Independence Day Resurgence?
I kind of feel bad for this movie. Well, I guess I feel bad for other movies after seeing this one because, in a couple of weeks we're gonna go see Ghostbusters, which I know, I'm gonna go in with all these. It's Ghostbusters, and I'm gonna hate it because it doesn't look good at all.
It's gonna be a bad couple of weeks.
It's not gonna be a good movie because I love Ghostbusters so much, and I know I'm gonna hate on this movie. And this movie wasn't good either. This movie was probably going to be worse than what Ghostbusters was, but I give it a slide because it was just a stupid movie, and I enjoyed it. And I guess that's why I kind of feel bad for other shitty movies, because this one was not a good movie in any regards. I was laughing through a good part of it. It's just, there's plot holes. It's,
Inappropriately laughing?
yes.
Okay.
Not
where it's supposed to be funny.
when fucking Bill Pullman's making his speech, and it's just this is so cheesy.
Huh?
Everyone just stops and starts turning around is that former President Bill Pullman making a speech? And
We were preparing to go to war, but hey,
five
drop
people
what you're
just-
doing, guys.
how do they even hear him? But it's just stupid moments. There's so many stupid moments.
Well, it was a miracle thing because you put down the cane and started
Jeff
walking around.
Goldblum's old Jew dad, who clearly
Judd Hirsch.
he was Judd Hirsch is still alive. Should we put him in this movie? Well, I wasn't.
We don't really have a place for
It's it's okay. He was completely not they could.
He had his own side movie.
They could
basically.
cut all of that out. It had no relevance.
and then
It was just stupid scenes.
Wait, no. Kids. Yeah, then it was, and let's put him with the youngest people in the movie,
Most
too.
of this movie could have been cut.
Finding David.
The whole the flying guys, the pilots in that.
The young pilots.
Liam Hemsworth
Yeah.
and that guy who
and
couldn't
his
act.
terrible
Captain
partner
America.
guy.
And everyone.
That guy was terrible.
All those, all the other guys that couldn't act. You could cut that out. There's so much you could cut out of this movie and just have Jeff Goldblum going around and phone it in, because that's all he did. Jeff Goldblum and Brent Spiner could have shown up and just phoned it in. But I give it a pass because it was just a schlocky action movie, and I'm well, this is what I was expecting, so it didn't feel bad. It was bad, but I didn't hate it as much as it probably could have if I was sitting here having a respectable critical analysis of the movie. I could probably cut it apart 1,000 ways and hate it forever.
Yeah.
But it was kind of exactly what I was expecting, so it's not good, but it was enjoyable for what it was. Not that there's probably I'd rather see Purge 2 again than this, because that was enjoyable. That was a bad movie, enjoyable experience on another level. This was a little bit below Purge 2, bad movie, enjoyable summer movie kind of thing. Because I guess I kind of think summer movies are either two categories. They're either the big blockbuster, critical, everyone's gonna like this, it's gonna be a cool movie, and then there's the other movies that are this is gonna be a really stupid movie, but it's still coming out in the summer and they put a lot of money and effort into it. Mm-hmm. Well, money in it, maybe not a lot.
I'd say those are the two.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Well, I mean, you're missing also
Independence Day.
a lot of family movies, like kids' movies, and you do get indies, but you'll never see them in outside of LA or New York because it's
So
summer.
there's
Yeah.
the family movies, the big movies that are everyone's gonna like, obviously, because they look cool and they're well made, and then the dumb action movie
shitty blockbuster.
blockbuster. Let's throw money at the special effects budget until people watch it. Which is what this was.
Yeah. Easy.
Because I mean, it didn't it was not the first one. The first one was like kind of schlocky too, but if there was at least a plot there, there was the underdog story. You could watch the first one and be like, oh, the world is the underdog. Things are how are they going to win? There was tension. There was all these character developments. There was all this stuff that built up, and and then they fight back and they win, and it's a feel they did it. And this movie, it's they got all these weird technologies, and I never felt okay, so they're losing, but I was it's got these fucking space lasers. Who felt I didn't feel it.
I got a lot to say when we get to my part of that.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't have the emotional feels or any tone of the first movie. It was just the dumb action brother of the first movie, which was a pretty cool underdog story for the world versus aliens.
All right.
Well, that's what I got to say.
Brian,
ID4ever/2_Electric Boogaloo. Resurgence.
Try to follow that up or make sense of it.
I'm just going to kind of build on it.
Okay.
When I first started watching the movie, I kept noticing all these little things that were wrong, the little plot holes, the science that doesn't even try to make sense. And
I was going to push it with my robot.
Yeah. Yep. And then,
where'd everyone else go? They didn't bitch out.
He did say everyone evacuate, leave. Or
but when one guy starts pushing it, if you were in one of those things, you'd be like, "Oh, he's actually doing it. Let's go help him."
Yeah.
And everyone's looking in the rear view, going, well, "Fuck that guy."
Glad I'm not that guy. But yeah, it's just little shit like that.
He needed his hero moment.
It's so stupid.
It just kind of built up that kind of annoys me. Oh, that kind of annoys me. All right, this is starting to piss me off. And then I got to, I forgot exactly which scene it was, so I won't even reference it anyway.
Judge Hirsch.
No, that was separate, the
Judge
heroes.
Reynolds.
But
Who was not in this movie.
Then it
unfortunately.
It clicked, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't know if they intended it this way, if it's trying to be meta or ironic or whatever it's trying to do, but it just started working for me. There was just so much wrong that
it wore you down.
It wore me down, and I jumped on board. I was like, you know what? Crazy, the Deus Ex Machina, the robot that magics us to winning. All right, awesome. This is cool.
You mean there's a queen, and it's just a big. We got to get their guy. We can get their guy.
Yeah, let's get their guy. And just
she hopped out of the ship. Let's get their guy. She has her own shield.
We go.
Oh god, that was the worst.
So bad.
That was so bad.
We go from our lowest point of our hero story to now we got this. Who cares?
Is there spoilers for this movie?
She has her own shield.
There would have to be a plot.
We're calling fuck shit on spoilers in this one.
But anyway, so all that, it got me on board, and then I'm like, well, let's just see what kind of crazy, wacky stuff's going to come up next. And I just started digging it. And
Teach me what you can with your katana blades.
Yes. Oh,
They're not katanas, they're machetes.
That guy was terrible too. That character had no point in any way.
Was he in the original one?
No.
No.
Because he made a reference to something. I'm like, was that some guy that I just don't remember from the first
I don't know. Was he a reporter? I don't even know who he was. What the point was?
Yeah, I
there were a lot of
understand
people.
what organization
He was
to police.
He was probably
Jeff
12
Goldblum.
in there, just like we were.
But
I don't think he was the police.
or not police, but evaluate him or talk
I
to him.
kind of feel like I should have rewatched the first one before going into this. Because
I
there were
do
so many
regret that
characters
now.
that were I was like, that's supposed to be someone from the other movie? I didn't have, I had a lot of moments, but now talking to you guys, I realized, no, it's just it was a poorly written movie and they didn't bother to establish who any of these people were.
Yeah. 100%. The ones that you recognized from the original, those were the people from the original, and the people you're wondering if they weren't.
Well, there was the one, Bill Pullman's daughter. I'm like, oh, she's older now, obviously.
Jeff Goldblum didn't have any children so I guess he disappointed his father.
So the father adopts a school bus full of furries.
Yeah.
But hey, half the world just died So they're probably
What
just
happened to
gonna
Jeff
run with
Goldblum's wife or ex-wife, ever went from the movie, wasn't it?
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Ah.
She didn't sign in for the movie.
Yeah, there you go.
They didn't have
She
an
died
extra
in a-
$12.
She died in the same Tesla crash.
The
It's the same test crash.
The same test crash that
Will
killed Will
Smith
Smith.
crashed
He crashed into her,
He
yeah.
crashed
That's
into her.
what
Got
happened.
it.
And she was pregnant with this child.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Oh, jeez. Wow, this took a darker turn now.
Alright.
This
Hey,
movie's
this is a better written movie than this actually was.
That's death.
We could have had character
It's-
pathos.
Ours was crappy on purpose, too. That's another thing. Alright, anything else you want to say?
No, I'm just gonna shoot it over to Kit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call this an action movie. This is like
It's
Why
true.
not? There's
I
guns, they shoot them.
I started to
Big
fall asleep a
explosions.
little bit, and I had to force myself. No, you must finish this movie.
Yeah,
I
And it
felt
was
like I could have
so
fell
bad.
Do
asleep.
you think that was maybe the Jaeger bombs?
Maybe it's because I had to pee so much.
No, the Jaeger bombs
They
would
kept
keep
me
me awake. Just like the flying action wasn't good whatsoever.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't exciting at all.
Actually, now that you mention it, I think the action sequences in the first movie are better than
Yeah, they were.
Yes.
everything.
God,
in this
were
one.
they?
Definitely.
I'm thinking, like,
I mean, these
even-
ones might be pretty.
They even tried to
Yeah,
recreate
special effects.
They even tried to recreate
But none of
Will
the-
Smith
other-
punching the alien in the face, and it just didn't
Yeah,
work
no,
out.
it didn't
No,
work.
but see,
You know what
that
else they were
worked for
missing?
me. The fact that it didn't work, but it's a callback, worked.
But it had no
Other than the
That's
fact
why
that
it's
it had no soul to it. It was just,
Exactly,
It was
and it just went with
stupid.
everything else.
there's just something to punch.
You know what this movie is missing? Harry Connick Jr.
Most movies are missing Harry Connick.
Well, they're supposed to clone him.
Kick the
job.
tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
Kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
I find it weird that when
But
the defense laser on the moon was starting to fall down, the guy didn't tell everyone evacuate. When that actually would save lives, but when the alien ship was like shooting at them, he didn't say a goddamn thing. It was
well,
pretty
no,
much
because
just
they're all
like,
about to blow up.
yeah. Oh, you go. Well, like, sorry. When the alien ship was coming, he kind of just said, "Yeah, fucking evacuate. You guys may like escape this shit." No, you're not going to. Another thing that I kind of thought was just fucking crazy was Dr. Oakham is really fucking spry for a guy who's been in a coma for 20 years.
Oh yeah.
His muscles did not
They did not-
atrophy.
yeah, no atrophy.
A goddamn
That's
bit.
what I
Unless they got like crazy space medicine, they didn't bother
And-
mentioning space acupuncture, if you will.
Bill Pullman
That
should have lent
really
him his
just
cane.
kind of, yeah.
I was just gonna say that you think you'd have bed sores or something after 20 years?
Yeah.
That ass
Well,
looked fantastic.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, why do we need to
Great.
see his ass?
No problem.
Hey,
And I liked how his hair didn't grow longer than it already was when he went to the
Yeah.
coma.
so they're giving him haircuts.
So
But
his
not really good ones.
his
When they were watering his
his
plants,
hair
they
now.
trim his hair.
his possible like lover scientist buddy
I didn't
like
get what
really
that.
Yeah.
love him
They
so
like
much.
hinted at it.
Dude, there were a
But wouldn't
lot of
commit.
at the end of this movie. There were a lot of random homoerotic like connections randomly, like
I-
for no reason.
Scientists are naturally gay.
I felt like every single person at the end that had a moment with someone at the end was about to kiss them.
I don't
And every single one of them.
Well,
Don't
in the
have a
beginning,
problem
I
with
thought,
that,
I
but
thought they were making Liam
that's something.
Hemsworth's character gay in the beginning because him and his partner. I'm like, are they actually fucking? Like, I
Well, they're on the moon.
It's military.
Except for he
it's a little
was
bit different.
engaged
The
to the
moon doesn't
president's
count.
daughter. They've
Hey,
been gone a long
What
time.
happens
though.
on moon stays on
What
moon.
happens on the dark side of the moon stays on the dark side of the moon.
there were two moons.
You
in
saw
this.
Transformers.
There would be two moon landings that night.
It was just this was like a made-for-TV continuation. They should have just had. Sci-Fi channels to just pick this shit up in a second. Just like we'll just release it here. It's like we want to put it in a big blockbuster movie. No, you guys don't want to do that. Trust me. Yeah, like I've read the script.
Actually, I got a third criticism. I'm sorry. Can I just interject real
Go
quick?
ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is a big summer blockbuster, right?
Yeah,
Why wasn't the air conditioning colder at the theater?
Good point.
that doesn't really make
There weren't even that many people.
Yes, it does. The two go together.
Especially when there
Supposed
weren't
to
that
be
many
ice
people in the theater. They don't even need to turn up that much.
It was true. They could have turned the AC on a little higher.
Sorry, continue the joke.
That was yeah.
Oh,
The joke. Sorry, he finished the movie. The joke's over. Give us the real one now. Honestly, like in the movie, in the whole thing of the movie, the only parts I really found interesting was the fucking aliens sent ground troops in Africa. That seems way more interesting than anything else in the movie. Like I would have actually, I thought that would have been like for 10 years of war. That would have actually seemed somewhat interesting. I would have actually preferred seeing that.
Left it open for potential prequel.
Yeah. Secondly, the whole the end part where it was like interstellar travel. We can take the fight to them. That at least seems more interesting than the whole. At least more than interesting than this movie is.
Maybe.
I don't want to, but I mean...
Wait, get a new director, get a new scriptwriter, and you may have me.
And we gotta wait another 20 years.
Get the scriptwriter who made... Get me the scriptwriter who made Super... Well, not Super Troopers, sorry. Starship Troopers. Get me that scriptwriter.
I would take Paul Verhoeven directing the next Independence Day. It'd be way better than this.
I'll watch that. That would be amazing.
As long as they got Neil Patrick Harris as a space Nazi.
Yeah.
Anything else you had to say?
Next stop for this movie is late night TV. Here we go.
Normally, I am one of, if not the most positive person on any movie we see for the reviews.
Oftentimes, yeah.
And
Are you the most positive or
this
least
is
positive?
really odd because I think I might be the least positive. Although Kip pretty much tore this apart,
Yeah.
but I kind of am going to second most of what he said. This movie is not good. I don't think it's good if you like the original Independence Day.
I agree.
The thing you guys are
You
talking
can
about
like
where
the
it
first
got
one and hate this one.
the thing where it got so bad where it got you did not work for me whatsoever. I was still angry.
It's one of those big leap of faith. Like you either have to jump like I did or stay on the other edge.
This movie to me was the epitome of meh. There's nothing interesting or exciting or
it's like the lack of trying.
Yeah, it's boring.
I felt like they were afraid to kill any characters you actually really...
No, I don't think that's not even the problem.
They're afraid to kill any characters.
It was so
named characters, they wouldn't kill any. I get that.
There was no heart to this movie. There was no life force to it. It was just very blah and bland, and I felt no. I wasn't locked in whatsoever. Yeah, I felt no connection to anything going on screen. I was watching a movie in front of me. I didn't get immersed in a movie where I felt like I was seeing stuff happen. I felt like there's some flashy images in front of me. There were some
bright flickering colors and images.
Exactly. And I mean, there were some pretty good effects in this movie. Sometimes they weren't the greatest, but for the most part, the effects were well done. So I don't want to shortchange those people who worked hard to make those effects. It sucks that you had to work on this movie, but you still did an admirable job. The acting is pretty atrocious by every new character. I'll say Micah Monroe is okay, but that's also because maybe preconceived notions of knowing she can be good. But she didn't bug me as much as Liam Hemsworth's friend and the wormy reporter guy. And most of the people we mainly bitched about earlier are the worst. Except for we haven't gone over the fact that the new Dylan Hiller or whatever, is awful. He might be the worst actor of all of them.
Yeah,
he is awful. Series. Look, spoiler alert, the moment when his mom dies was laughable. His yelling, "Mom!" was so laughable. It was awful.
Also, I want to bring up really quick the fact that he was there was super ridiculous because he's supposed
tons of it is super ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a ridiculous on ridiculous on ridiculous. But
I love how he did nothing to try to save her. Just basically said, "I need a helicopter."
So he broke
and then sat there and watched his mom die. That was ridiculous.
He disobeyed his orders. He basically went AWOL. He went where he wasn't supposed to. He was supposed to fly to Area 51, whatever. But he didn't do that because he's Captain America and he can do whatever he wants.
I'll meet you guys there. I gotta watch my mom die.
And then the fact that he doesn't do anything is just really kind of offensive.
He's just there to watch.
I don't know.
And when he breaks off, couldn't he have gone off and found out something that maybe could have contributed, where they would have been like, "Oh, we wouldn't have known this had you gone off on your own." No, he just went off on his own to watch his mom die, and that's it.
And he's like, shit, dude.
How do they know how to fly the enemy ship so perfectly? I mean, look, that's a problem from the first one. People always complained about, but it was okay, it's fine. One thing
that
to
one,
be.
I assume they had 20 years to train.
Yeah, no, that's
and I would agree with maybe
Will Smith taught everyone.
I get that.
How typical was with the sticky notes, this is episode.
Yes, I remember that. But let me say this: I would totally agree with you, except for a couple scenes, and most of them are in which case they're doing crazy things where they're reaching up and pulling on it's like. And they were new ships. These weren't the same old ships, but they were doing all sorts of weird button controlling stuff, and I'm like, how would you know how to do any of that?
And also the fact that everything is unresponsive, except apparently the turbo button still works.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You mean you didn't turn off the for space only turbo button?
Why would anyone use that not in space?
Not in space. Why would I turn that off?
They're like, whoa, these are exactly like the old ships. No, they aren't.
And I will say,
they aren't.
As much as going into this, I was afraid that Liam Hemsworth was going to be awful and ruin this movie. He was okay.
He wasn't the
until that stupid Transformers script moment when he pees and flips off the aliens. That was like the fucking stupidest shit.
Really?
Yeah, but it's
That was
operating
probably
distraction.
during the...
Exactly, but that's
He
sad.
might have well just taken his pants off and like been.
It was the only
All right.
time his character showed personality, you're right. However, it was idiotic and childish, stupid personality.
Actually, I was going to
Which
say...
is the only other character trait he had throughout the entire movie, because he was strong-headed, and he was like, I'm a fucking asshole. And
But the only thing that makes this remotely watchable are the old characters. The Jeff Goldblum, the Bill Pullman, the Judd Hirsch even.
I
Even
love Judd Hirsch.
though I don't think he needed a place in this
it
movie
was
at
so
all.
funny and so stereotypical and so not needed. That's what made it funny.
I just thought his dad died.
I thought he was going to die in this movie too.
Yeah.
From the trailers, just when he's in the boat, I was
Yep.
like, oh, Judd Hirsch dies in this one.
It's unfortunately.
I thought they were upping the odds. And they weren't. They were just, he wakes up in a car with some kids.
The inexplicable Brent Spiner coming back. There's so many things in this movie where I'm just like, I don't think any of this really makes sense. Like, on any level,
But-
I don't think any of this makes sense.
But because there's so
I thought it was
much-
intriguing. Okay, I will say in the beginning of this movie, I was like, this could be kind of interesting because we get the preemptive alien arrival, and then we do what typically, as Americans, we would do, which is,
I do like
we don't know
shoot
who it is, let's shoot it.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
For us.
This is the most realistic moment in this movie.
Yeah.
This is what we would do because society is shit.
Yeah,
so,
pretty much.
so it's like,
wanna put that
hey,
G on
we could have stood a chance if we wouldn't have shot down this thing. Too bad. We
They
were
did
fucking.
vote. I like that they voted on it.
Yeah, I like that they voted on
Yeah.
it,
And France was like, shoot it.
which is odd, but.
But Belgium, they wouldn't shoot it, would they?
Fucking Belgium.
I think the president
Are they even a real
did somewhere
country?
better than Cheyenne Mountain. Like, just move the president to fucking Detroit. They'll be like, oh shit, we got here already. Fine.
I don't know. There were just so many things in this movie that I was just. The Queen is just a giant version of an alien stomping
If you
around
get
in
their
the
guy, it's
desert.
over.
It's not
It's
like
so
Superman.
bad.
She has a
She should have been
mouth.
like
It was
fat
so
and,
bad.
constantly pooping aliens.
It's weird because I kind of felt as though I was getting a headache as this movie went on, but I think it was just the movie itself that was giving me the headache. So, because it went away after the movie was over.
We
so.
turbo up into space, and then we control fall,
And
we
look,
fire at it. And
I
then-
was not expecting a critical darling. I really enjoy the first Independence Day for what it is. It's kind of a turn off your brain, fun blockbuster movie.
Yep.
But this was in no way that to me.
I don't like that
So-
they made it a queen. This seems
I was ready to turn my brain
It's always
off, have a good time.
It fits with
I
their
just
eyes
couldn't.
mentality.
I couldn't. If it would have been well done schlock, I could have totally enjoyed this movie.
So there was a
It was
shitty
not
queen
well
on
done.
the mothership. Okay.
I just want
First
to
movie.
say on
She
my,
didn't
Just
have
not
her
well
own
done.
shield.
my opposite point of view.
She didn't want to
I
go to
think
fucking
maybe I don't know like which because you know how movies are subdivided and like the writers started and so many different people
Like it's
work on it.
rights and then yeah.
I think someone somewhere was trying to be self-aware and poke fun at itself, and I think just everything didn't line up so that eventually got diluted.
I think also they combined two movies into one, and that's why this movie cuts and jumps around so much, and you never spend enough time with any of the characters to like get to know them or appreciate them or follow them on this journey.
Yeah.
It cuts around and stuff so much, and I think it's because they were originally supposed to do two movies. This was supposed to be part one or part two, I guess, of a trilogy
Yeah,
that they're
the
going
start-
to make this third one.
Yeah, part
like,
one of part two.
in a year or two. It was going to come out, and then they canceled that. So I have a feeling they just combined both of those into one, and it's kind of a mess.
I can't imagine
So-
it being better if it was two movies in one. I think that would just be a waste of two trips to the theater.
That's like a underlying problem. There's like too many surface problems. To
But yeah,
deal with that.
this prospect of new aliens is kind of interesting.
That was
the classic cast was pretty solid, and I don't know, maybe they knew more of what they were doing. or
That's
something.
the reason to be interested in the sequel. Like,
To be fair,
different
I
alien
thought-
species, something different.
I thought even Jeff Goldblum,
So-
he wasn't like given the A performance.
Instead of
Well, no, but
it's
how
a
often
watered
does he give
down
an A performance?
version of the same.
How often does Jeff Goldblum give an A performance?
But in the
Hey, I
first one,
enjoyed it.
he was him. He was
Yeah,
yeah.
but there was something to his character. There was a connection to
It
him.
just
There was.
worked.
This was just. I don't know.
People
Phoning
come
it
to
in.
me and they ask
Like
me,
you said
"You
earlier.
pronounce your
It was just
name
devoid
Goldblum
of
or
any
Goldblum?"
substance to me. Like there
I
was
always
nothing
told him.
inside. This was the
How dare you
shallowest
talk to
of
me.
shallow. So I don't know. Just I don't know. I'm really disappointed.
Well, I think we should
Disappointed, I guess, is the word.
let them reflect in their scores.
Maybe it will, or maybe I'll be leaning into the score then.
That's
For some reason. Anyways, let's get to the rating scale. The rating scale this week is going to be, I don't know if they'd be random, but just photos of Will Smith from the first movie.
Whoa,
Because they pop up several
You
times.
just said photos of Will Smith.
No, but I'm going to put,
If you don't
basically
have
Hitler
those two in
pictures.
there.
If you don't have Fresh
No,
Prince
no.
of Bel Air,
Ooh, yeah, maybe some Fresh Prince will be
You
in
know,
there.
Fonzo.
Rivera. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna go with some sort of Will Smith photos. Let's just, in the order what we're doing, Josh, how many are you giving this out of 5?
I'm giving it a 3. A 3-er.
3 out of 5.
Average as fuck.
Wow, good or wow, bad? Where are you giving it?
Josh is actually, I thought I would be the most positive after everything I've said.
Uh-huh.
I'm going exactly 2.5.
Ooh.
Exactly average.
Kit?
Well, I was gonna go with 2,
Yeah?
but then actually talk to you guys and actually remembered more of the movie. So that's why I'm giving it a 1.
Wow. Not even a 1.5?
I don't need to see this movie ever again.
I
gotta say,
Unless they came up with an awesome drinking game, I'm not seeing this again.
I'm not going to see it again either.
What's weird about this movie, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's so devoid of any
I
reaction.
already saw the
Sometimes
worst
the worse the movie is, the more entertaining it could be. This doesn't even have that going for it, which is why I'm going to go with 1.5. I'm not quite to the level, I guess, of Kit, but because I want to give credit to the people who actually did do a decent job working on this movie, which weren't the director or writer or anything. It was, some of the classic actors and the effects guys. Yeah. I want to give them some props.
Shout out for that 1.5.
1.5 out of 5 is what I'm going with.
Tear that picture of Will Smith.
Yeah, tear it in half. He's half as fresh now. Anyways, alright, so I guess it's going to do it for us. Unless you guys have anything else you want to quick say? No?
I'm good.
Alright. Guess be sure to comment below. Maybe you're completely...
Tell us why we're wrong.
Yeah, maybe you
Good
love
idea
this
not
movie.
releasing this on 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, way to go.
To everybody.
Way to go. Yeah, so comment below. Be sure to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Like the jazz club that Jeff Goldblum performs in weekly.
Sick reference, bro.
Yeah.
Sick reference.
I guess until next
Can you put that on
time.
the screen? Sick reference.
Sick reference. Maybe. Probably not, though. Anyways, until next time, find your own ways of resisting boredom.
Do you think they're always going to have it on 4th of July?
Stupid!
Then he's like, oh, my character's dead? Because they didn't tell
Well,
He's
if
gonna
you
come back in the third one.
Here's what they
Exactly.
do. They could,
The same way Brent Spiner came back.
They said all that technology and cloning, bam. In fact, Brent Spiner's probably going to come back as Data. Because, he's Dr. Singh. He's got, Dr. Oak is going to turn into Dr. Singh. Yeah, he's going to turn into Dr. Singh. And then Dr. Singh is going to make Data.
I get it.
That'd be the best.
And this is it. This is part of J.J. Abrams' revision Star Trek universe.
Sick reference.